Okay, we should be live.
Yay.
Yay.
Woo.
Hi, everyone.
Hey.
Hello. Are now showing up.
I see Nicole. Charles.
Oh, wow. There's already lots of people in the chat. I see Desiree. What's up, Desiree?
Oh, wow.
Yep, Nicole.
Hi, everyone.
Amanda. Hello. Oh, I see so many familiar names. What's up, guys?
I know. Jess is here.
Okay, well, welcome everyone. This is our Ask Her Anything version number 2. Bree and I are very excited to have everyone here and have everyone in the comments chatting with us. And we're going to be answering some questions and just chatting about romance. So we're going to do what we did on the first live stream. And we're just going to go around in a circle and introduce ourselves. Let's do our favorite romance trope and what we're currently reading, because that sounds like fun.
Okay. Oh my gosh, that's hard. Wait.
I
know. That was not in our list.
Just one trope. You don't have to do all the tropes. And then
do one trope you really like then.
How dare you? So I am Bree. My channel is In 11 Words. And one of my favorite romance tropes is like the sunshine and grumpy kind of trope. Ooh, yeah. Where the hero's usually grumpy and then the girl's usually fun and happy. And then what was the other question? Oh, currently reading. I just finished Take a Hint, Danny Brown, and it was so freaking good. Oh my gosh. You know how I love cinnamon roll heroes, and he was such a cinnamon roll, and he was like big, and I just loved him so much. It was so good.
I'm so excited.
So good.
So good.
Yeah.
So I am Stephanie from Steph. Wow, I was about to jack up my own name. Steph's Romance Book Talk. And let's see. One of my favorite tropes is like dark and twisted. I'm a little dark-hearted, twisted girl. I love it. And recently I've like fallen down this hole of loving some dark reimagined fairy tales that is just like, oh, I'm loving it.
Read those.
Loving it. Oh my goodness. Love them so much. And I am currently reading book 2 in the X Clan series by Lexi Foss, which is called X Clan. And The Crown by Kara Cass, and I think that is it. I think I'm only reading 2 books right now. So
only
2 books.
She'll finish them as soon as we're done with this.
Yeah.
Riley, you want to go next?
I'm Riley. My channel is Riley Marie, and one of my favorite tropes, I guess, is marriage of convenience or arranged marriage. I never get sick of that. And I'm not currently reading anything. I'm in a reading slump, so hopefully I find something during this live out of that.
Girl,
yes, I hope everyone
real right now.
Yes, I hope everyone has a notebook too. You got your notebooks ready.
I'm ready to like write everything you guys talk about now.
I got so many recommendations from the last one. It's ridiculous.
Naima.
Am I next? Okay. Hi, my name is Naima from Naima's Reads. My favorite trope would be am I echoing?
Nope, that was me. No, go ahead.
My favorite trope, I'd say, is like bully romances. I know that's like, I don't know, but I really like them. And I'm currently reading Beach Read for the Page Turners Book Club.
Oh, that's our book club book for this month too.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah, The Lovely Ladies. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna tune into that.
I have to read that one next week too.
You guys are gonna love it.
I know. That's one of those books that's like super hyped and it lives up to the hype.
Yeah, I was like ready to not like it, and then oh my god, I love it.
I'm Bree Hill, and I make videos on the channel Bree Hill sometimes. And I'm currently reading The Marriage Game. I'm almost finished with it, and it's like a 4-star read. It's not bad. It's like the Indian American, and I really like The Trouble with Hating You a lot better, but it's not bad. So
Yeah, I like that. I think I gave that one 4 stars too.
Yeah.
I'm obviously Averie. This is my channel, Averie Loves Books. One of my favorite tropes is the nanny romance. I love nanny romance so very much. It might have something to do with me being a nanny, but and then I'm currently reading a book for a video you will see later. Where so here's a sneak peek for that. I'm reading The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo currently for the first time.
I'm sorry.
Whatever.
I loved that book. How dare you
not like that book.
I recently saw that you did not like that book, and I was like, what?
You're the only person I've ever seen heard from that hates that book.
Yeah, no. Not a fan. Not a fan.
Oh, good.
At all whatsoever.
Wait, what do you think, Avery? You like it?
I'm only on chapter 2, so I don't know what I've got, but
I can't wait to see what you think.
I know. Please be on our side of the fence.
hopefully I will. Okay, so I guess we'll get started. Does anyone have like a question they've been dying to read aloud or talk about that they've gotten from the responses? Anyone else?
I liked the how do we deal with the stigma of reading romance question. Do y'all ever do you even deal with that in like real life? I mean, I feel like we handle it pretty well booktube wise, but
yeah, I don't. I feel like everyone that knows me, like in my personal life, just knows I'm like that girl that reads romance. So like, nobody really cares.
And like everyone in my family reads it, including my dad. So I'm surrounded by people. Me and Jess, both our dads, need to start like the bromance book club because they love romance.
I'm the only one that likes romance in my like family, I guess. And I have 3 family members that are librarians. And yeah, most of them are like reading regular fiction or anything else besides romance. So and then I have a cousin on my husband's side. She reads, but she doesn't read any of the books. I mean, I convinced her to go see 50 Shades of Grey, but that was about it. She couldn't read the book. And every other book that I've suggested for her to read, she's like, I have no time.
See, I'm the only one in my family who reads, like, ever. Like, no one in my family reads except for me, which they find very bizarre. They have no idea where I got that from. But I talked about in the last live show, the only stigma that I faced is with my Christian friends or people from church and stuff like that, because they sometimes do not understand. And I've gotten some not so nice comments from them, but it's okay. I'm not going to think about it.
How do you respond to those comments?
I basically tell them like it's fiction. I'm not committing a sin by reading that stuff. Like I'm not doing what's wrong with reading it, you know? Like I'm not yeah.
You're not doing it with aliens.
You know? Exactly.
You're just reading about it.
Oh my gosh.
I always love it because like Averie's like the sweet friend that we all have, and I'm always so shocked by the stuff that you read. I'm sorry, Averie. Like you'll be talking about a book that you're reading, and I'm like, I cannot believe Averie reads this.
Well, it's kind of like Melissa from She Is an Open Book and
right.
her reverse.
I'd have no idea.
Like the sweetest voice ever that she's talking about.
It's like, so there's these 5 guys and then this one girl.
Sounds like a first grade teacher.
Right? Oh my goodness.
Okay. What other question? Who's got one? Because I tried to write some down, but I'm hoping.
Well, let's go with what is the romance book or series that got you into romance?
Ooh, it's a good one.
All the Boys I Loved Before.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one.
I read like 2 years ago because I saw the movies coming out on Netflix. I was like, oh, I want to like read it first. And then I loved
Down
it.
the rabbit hole you went.
Did you say To All the Boys?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
those
read
are
it
cute.
after. And it was just
Now I feel old because I remember when that was like the thing on BookTube, and there was like no talk of the movies coming out.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a really new romance reader, so
That's awesome. Welcome to the dark side, girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. All of it. All of it. The whole thing of it. I'll bring you to my side too soon. It's okay.
Get
Keep
you down
watching
the
me,
dark side.
and I'll bring you.
away from that side.
Come on over.
We'll bring
Okay,
you over.
who's next? Who else?
So I read I can't even remember the series. I just randomly found it at my library when I was a teenager, and it was just some generic YA romance, like contemporary romance series. I read every single book in that series. There was like 20 books in it, and then it was just downhill from there. As far as adult romance, the very first one I picked up was Jacob from the Nightwalkers series by Jacqueline Frank, which is, to this day, I love that series and I love that book. And I remember I had been reading all YA romances before that, YA paranormal romances before that. And I read this and I was like, oh my gosh, there's actual scenes in this. And then I was addicted from that point on. Never turned back.
Well, mine was 50 Shades. I mean, that's where it was. I'm just gonna put that out there.
Still haven't read it yet. Still have not read
I
it.
haven't read it either.
Watch the movies. The movies are better.
Yeah. Yes. Just watch the movies. I mean, I love the books. I still love the books. I have to physically read them. I can't listen to the audiobook because the audiobook narrator is trash. But I will read the books on a regular. I think haven't read them this year, and I don't think I read them last year. But with the amount of reading that I do, there was just no way to fit them in. But I will read them again. I mean, I have them up on my shelf and stuff like that. So if one day I ever get to meet E.L. James, then I can have her sign them. But yeah, those are my first books.
What made you pick them up?
I was working 12-hour shifts and it was all the rage. Oh, these are some great books. And I had just gotten a Kindle, so I didn't have to actually physically hold the book and, ride the metro and have everyone looking at me like, oh my goodness, she's reading that. She's reading that. So I could just sit on my Kindle and, go through, and because of that, I went from 50 Shades to so much more. So much more. So
to actual dark romances.
Yes. Yes. To actual dark romances, to emotional stuff that made you cry. I mean, I've went from not being able to read a emotional, impactful book, because I can't even just say my romances, a emotional, impactful book on public transit, to being able to sit there and I will have my little snot rag and I will cry in public in a heartbeat. Now, so yeah, I have no shame. Anyone else?
I think my first, I don't know if it counts, but I was reading a lot of Twilight fan fiction that was very steamy. I think so. One of them was turned into a book later by, who was it? Tara Sumi? Is that it?
Ooh, that name feels familiar.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. I know what you're talking about. Yes.
But the first actual book I think was a Colleen Hoover. I don't even remember which one it was. But yeah, that got me really into romance. And then I was in the whole community and finding all these. Yes, that one.
Of course you have it.
Oh my God, I can't believe you have that. That's so funny.
No one ever knows what's on your shelf because all you read is ebooks. Whip it out.
So funny story, I got these at an author signing. So Yeah, they were like free books, and they were like, "Here, take these," and I was like, "Okay, thanks."
Did you read them?
No, I have not. I have not read them. They're on the shelf. They're actually on the shelf that's like out of sight, so you can't see them. They're like my throwaway books. They're like all the old stuff that I had back when I was younger, and then just yeah.
I remember when I read those, I was way too young, and I was like hiding under the covers, like on my little iPod Touch, like reading them.
Oh my god, yes.
That is so funny.
So I started off sweet. I started off with Debbie Maycomber, Christmas Romance. And then I remember I found Melanie Harlow Some Kind of Way, and I was like, okay. And then I remember I read Priest by Sierra Simone, and I was like, okay.
That's a jump.
And I never turned back.
Obviously, Twilight sparked my love for romance. I was a total twihard in middle school, reread them over and over and over again. I actually looked on Goodreads for this question because someone asked me that question too. And I honestly didn't know the one romance book was the first romance book that I read. And looking back on my Goodreads, it looks like Radiance is the first full-on romance book that I ever read. So I started the bar pretty high.
Yeah.
So
I need to read that one.
It's one of my favorites of all time, for sure.
Huh.
I listened to it off of, I think they had it on Audible. So that's how I listened to it. And it just made me love paranormal romance, fantasy romance. That's for sure.
Cool. So, let's see. We'll go with a non-book related question. So what's everyone's favorite food?
Oh, we did get asked that.
I know.
Yeah.
I like
to get at that. And of course, I can't be simple. I'll go first since I asked the question.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry if I'm taking over, but
go right ahead.
Because I gotta think.
Yes, think about your favorites. And because I'm so extra and I could never just name one, I love Chinese food. And that is like my go-to for when my husband is out of town. Me and my son ordered Chinese food from either Panda Express or from our local Chinese food place, and we have Chinese.
Express.
Yeah. That's like you and your Chipotle, E. coli City.
Okay, keep going. Sorry. My husband loves Panda Express, and I'm like, that is so gross. So dry.
No, we only get the honey walnut shrimp, and it has to be fresh. We'll ask for it fresh. So there's no, oh, let me get those last like 2 or 3 pieces. No. I'm gonna need you to make me some new stuff over there. And the teriyaki chicken. That's about it. That's the only 2 things that we really eat there. And I like their spring rolls. So Chinese food. But like for snacks and things like that, I am a Red Vines girl. As a matter of fact, I should have brought them down, but they're upstairs.
Oh, gosh. Who's next?
Like, I'm done. Who's next?
Loud. I'm going loud.
Terrified right now. So I can eat like 3 things because of the diet that I'm on. But I found a recipe for chicken nuggets, but it's made with plantain chips. So like you crush up plantain chips and you bread it with avocado oil, which is very buttery. And then you put plantain chips on it, and then I air fry them, and it's amazing.
That sounds really good.
It's really, really good.
That's a pick.
Yes.
I love recipes.
Yeah, and then the leftovers I put in salads with, I have this homemade honey mustard dressing, and it's great.
So I have celiac disease, which means I can't eat gluten. I'm gluten-free. So I love homemade gluten-free pizza. It's really, really good. Really love it. So that's my favorite for sure.
I miss pizza so much. Pizza is everything I can't have. Like I can't have cheese, I can't have tomatoes, I can't have gluten. It's everything I can't have.
We agree you're also gluten-free for this diet?
Oh yeah, it's everything free. Like dairy, gluten, grains, soy, nightshade vegetables. it's everything.
But it's really helping, right?
Mm-hmm. I mean, like the choice is kind of, do I have a flare-up that could potentially take away my ability to move or walk, or do I, you know, have this diet? So it's pure fear that I'm doing this diet. But it's working.
That's good.
Well, it feels like, I mean, I feel like I live in Mexico and I love it. And I love tacos. They're everywhere and they're great. Breakfast tacos.
Ooh, tacos. So
Which
good.
is your favorite kind of taco, though?
Oh gosh, like
or taco filling, I should say.
A steak, egg, and cheese and potato taco. You find like a taco truck anywhere in San Antonio.
Yeah.
They'll just put it all together. Torchies. Have you been to Torchies, Riley?
Yes.
I've been to Torchies. They have a Torchies on like right next to my campus.
Yeah.
Amazing. Okay. Naima, what about you?
My favorite has to be like Thai food. I really love Thai food. So, and any kind of like honestly any type of Asian food. It's just really good to me. I'll always get that.
So I have a very Southern answer. My favorite food is my mom's pecan pie.
Ooh.
Like every time she makes it, she has to make a second one just for me because I'll eat the whole thing.
Love it. Love that.
And you say pecan instead of pecan.
Yeah.
Pecan.
I go back and forth. That like caramel and caramel, I go back and forth between those two. I go can't pick one.
Yep. Gotta love that one. Oh goodness.
I got what's our favorite standalone?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, we got
so
a favorite standalone and favorite series together. So however y'all want to answer.
My favorite series is easy. Standalone is hard. I think Caraval is probably my favorite series because I like every single book in that series equally. Like I love the ACOTAR series, but really A Court of Mist and Fury is my favorite book in that whole series. But Standalone, I have no idea. Oh my gosh.
I have too many to name. It's not possible. So I will just go with the one that I love, two that I love to talk about the most, and that is When Ashes Fall by Marnie Mann. And this book just it's all just, I love this book so much. And then The Last Letter by Rebecca Yarros. And I just it ripped my heart out so hard. Like it just destroyed me, but it destroyed me in like this major way that just touched my heart, because Rebecca Yarros gets military right, and I love her for that. And it's just like, it was just emotional. I can't even put into words how amazing this was for me. So
how many pages is that one? That looks like a chunky book.
Okay, so this is the mass market version of it.
Okay.
And this is the trade. Okay. So I mean, they're still kind of chunky. There are, let's see, 425 pages.
Okay.
So, but it's a really good read. Really good. Aren't the covers pretty?
I saw that one today at Barnes and Noble, you know, when I was social distancing at Barnes and Noble. And I was like, no. She says it's emotional. I don't want to be emotional right now.
Yes. So this is her new one, Great and Precious Things, and it's they're connected but not really connected. They're both military stories, and they're just really good. You don't have to read one to read the other. You can read them separately completely. They're both standalones, and they're both going to rip your heart out. They're both emotional. Just yes, so many yeses.
Oh, I think Nicole said Archer's Voice, and that is a great standalone.
Oh,
that is a good standalone.
I agree.
That's a good one. My favorite standalone might be It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover.
Oh, that's good too.
Oh my gosh, that one is so good.
Can't wait for the movie.
Oh, me too.
Well, I'm not a Colleen Hoover fan, so
Thank God I'm not the only one.
I've never read her either.
I never read her.
That book is just really good. Okay, I'm not a fan of like All Your Perfects was actually pretty good. I thought that one was super emotional and it dealt with a topic that I haven't read a lot about. But then the other books that I read, like Slammed and Hopeless, and I'm like, those weren't like favorites of mine at all. But It Ends With Us is just a whole different story.
What about you, Naima?
You're putting me on the spot. I don't know. I feel like I don't know. Standalone
in romance is hard.
Yeah,
I know, it really is. Vicious by Eldridge Shen has been my favorite for like months, like ever since I first read it. But I'm kind of just getting over it. I hate recommending it now. I'm just like, but yeah, I guess I'd have to say that. I don't know. And then for series, I like The Elite Kings Club by Amo Jones. A lot of people, I feel like most people I've seen read it haven't liked it, but I read all of those books in one sitting, and I just love it so much. So, yeah.
wow, talk about Rockstar, because aren't those books kind of long? They're not novellas. I mean, they're like, what,
They're like
250, 300 pages?
Yeah.
Wow, in one sitting?
Yeah. No, I'm not all together.
Well, I mean, like
yeah.
close together within like a couple days type thing.
Yeah.
nice.
Wow.
Thanks.
Wow.
What about you, Bree?
Shit. I thought I was thinking of them while y'all was talking. Okay, so standalone, I played it safe. I was like, what's a recent favorite? And I said Beach Read. I like that one. Series, I went with the Cloverleaf Farm series by Melanie Harlow. I really like Sarah Morgan's From Manhattan with Love series. And Candace Osmond, she's a KU author, and she writes like time travel romances. And her Dark Tide series is like time travel, pirates. I really like it. And she's working on an Ancient Egypt time travel romance series right now.
Oh.
That sounds good.
Yeah, she's been posting pics on the gram, and I'm like, let's get it. Did you go, Riley? Did you go?
No, I haven't.
Riley's like, I'm just gonna sit back and
we
are
all
just gonna
are
forget that I'm here.
I was trying to, because the only standalone I could think of was The Simple Wild, but then I remembered it's not a standalone anymore.
We're not going to think about the other book at all.
A lot of people pretend the other book didn't happen.
Yeah,
it didn't happen.
Let's just go with that. And then my favorite series, I guess, is the Wicked Villains series by C.B. Roberts.
Yes.
Really loving that.
Steph's wicked laugh over there.
Funny story on that. India from Life is a Page Turner. She does this Wind Down Wednesday thing on Instagram, and Princess from The Princess on YouTube, both of them were on last night's show, and Princess went and bought that entire series and was like, I'm gonna try romance, and
oh no,
probably not.
I had to break it to her. I was like, somebody told you the wrong thing, love, because
oh my gosh,
ooh, that's gonna get you.
Starting with those.
I was like, that is gonna get you, because I was giving her like some tamer things. They were like anything under 3 steam fans. You guys know I have the steam fans and stuff like that. And I was like, things under 3 steam fans, and she was like shooting them down left and right, pew 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 pew, because of the covers. And she's like, no, but she was like, but I have this series and I bought all of the books. And then I was like, good thing I wasn't on camera and I was just texting, because I was like, no, man, no, they done duped you. They done duped you. And then that got us into a different kind of conversation, which was making her clutch her pearls. It was
that is such a hard answer, because I get messages on Instagram all the time like, I want to get into romance, where should I start? And I'm like, we gotta have a conversation.
Yeah.
I think it depends on what
I
you're
gotta
reading
know.
for.
You want
Exactly.
me or no, contemporary, historical, like
Right.
you can't just ask us questions like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you gonna look at
Beach
the covers and shoot it down?
Beach read is probably a safe place to start.
Yeah.
Because
And I think you should start with something like that because then you can tell us like if you want something more steamier or not.
right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What would you all like to see more of in romance?
Disability representation.
Yes, I was just gonna
Yeah.
say that. Disability and chronic illness representation
Yes.
would be great.
Yes.
Own voices in any way would be great.
Mhm.
I mean, and it's not like these things aren't out there; they're just not prominent. I just wish they were more prominent and had more popularity,
Mhm.
more promo.
Yes, I definitely agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
I want more pirates. I know that too.
Oh my god.
Like I know there are pirate romances, but I want more. I want Pirates of the Caribbean, but smutty.
Oh my god,
Have you
Riley.
read the new Pam Godwin one?
I have it. I haven't. I think I'm going to read it next month.
So
go ahead, Avery.
What were you saying, Steph?
I was just gonna say that that it's coming out on audio. I think she said at the end of July, maybe August time frame.
Okay.
So I'm like holding off. I'm like, I need the audiobook.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I need the audiobook of it. So yes. Go ahead, Avery. Sorry.
I was so excited when you said Pirates of the Caribbean because I love that movie series so much. Like Will and Elizabeth were my OTP as a kid. Like I would have fan art journals of just them. And so I watched them this weekend. I rewatched all the movies this weekend. Only the first three, obviously. The fourth one we don't talk about. But I was like researching. I was like, I just want a Will and Elizabeth romance book, like a reimagining, retelling, and I can't find one anywhere. And I want one so badly.
Yeah.
Someone said body diversity, and I agree with that one.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see.
Somebody
like, I know
asked earlier.
this came out, but I want to see more female romances, like
Yes.
actually at the bookstore.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
just in general too, because that's a question: was favorite sapphic romance, and I don't even have one because I've only read like a handful.
I liked Once Ghosted, Twice Shy by Alyssa Cole.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Ooh, let me write that down.
I actually like
That is
both of the
probably the one that I
novellas in
would
that
say.
series are my favorite from the series.
Yeah, same. I really love. And the one novella has disability rep because
Yep.
the main character's in a wheelchair.
Oh, Bree, you just read that one.
Yes, I love that one. I love their meet cute in that one.
And I think Alyssa Cole has an historical female romance too. I think they
Yes, I think it
worked
is.
for one of the president's wives. Back
Mhm.
in the day.
What?
Oh.
Yeah.
Riley's like, what's it
She's
called?
got a lot of books.
I know. I need to get into all of her backlist.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Now
Someone
I will.
said, go ahead.
No, I was going to say. I will say pretty much all of Talia Hibbert's books have some sort of
Mhm.
rep in
Yeah.
them,
Mhm.
either mental health or disability.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Something of those
Yes.
two is in pretty much every single book that I've read by
Yeah.
her. And I think I've read like 5 or 6 books from her. I'm still working through her backlist because Homegirl got some books too.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
does.
She got some books.
I read her the third one in her like A Girl Like Her, the Ravenwood. There you go, the Ravenwood.
Mhm.
And I had no idea that the main character woman had my chronic illness when going into it. I was like, oh my word.
You felt seen.
Yes, I did.
Mhm.
I had I fully expected my chronic illness never to be represented because like no one knows about it. And then I started listening to it and I was like, oh my gosh, you just said my chronic illness. I was so amazed. But then
Yeah, you're like, rewind.
the main character man is also demisexual and it's an age gap. That's the third one in the series. Oh, it's so good.
The woman's older, right? In that one.
Mhm.
Okay.
And she has like a scar on her face because of something to do with the chronic illness. So,
Yeah, Ashton said more demisexual / gray sexual rep.
yeah, that one has demisexual rep in it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the only book that I've read that has demisexual rep in it. So I feel like there needs to be more of that.
I don't even know what that is. What is demisexual?
Oh, that's when like basically you have to have you can't really feel romantic feelings for somebody until you become friends with them.
Oh, okay.
Like they don't feel. It's kind of like on the asexual spectrum.
Oh, that sounds like me. I need to find out. Okay, this one was a good one that I wrote down. After reading so many books, because we know we all read a lot, do you feel like it's harder to find a 5-star book?
Oh yeah,
I think so.
Yeah.
Especially when you start. I mean, I tend to read a lot of books that I really like, so I still give a lot of 5 stars. But I remember a lot of the books I gave 5 stars when I first started reading, I probably wouldn't give 5 stars now, just because I've read better books.
Mm-hmm. I can agree with that statement.
You're just giving 5 stars out here over here.
Yeah, pretty much. Like I started to realize in the last like 6 months or so that my rating scale starts at a 4. And so you can either completely wow me by dragging me into the story and I'm devouring it in one sitting and in a day type thing, and I'm still thinking about it, so you're getting 5 stars, or you just kind of trickle away if I start to get bored. So that's sort of where my, most people are like, oh, I start out at a 3 and then, you either move up or move down. No, 4 and then up or down for me. So
I don't know. I go into everything like hoping it's a 5-star, and kind of like I go into it like baseline is 3 or 4 star, and then but I'm like last year, at the end of the year comes and everybody on BookTube is doing their favorites videos, and I was like, I don't even know how to do a favorites videos because I gave so many 5 stars out.
I know.
So this year I'm like, no, like be real. If it's great, it can get a 4-star. That doesn't mean that it's a 5-star, and the list is like really easy. Like I'll feel like it'll be easier this year than it was last year.
Yeah, same. When I first started, when I first started reading, I just thought every book was so amazing. And then when I started reading more, I was just like, okay, some of these books are just don't deserve 5 stars. And I feel like I definitely give less books. I don't think I've ever given a book a 1 star or anything less than that. Or
where's Charles in the comments? He hands them out all the time.
Yeah.
I'm the same. I don't look like a 1 star. I mean, I think I've given 1 this year, and I just like DNF'd the book.
Well, exactly. I don't rate books that I DNF. So if I'm feeling like I dislike it enough to give it 1 or 2 stars, I just DNF it. Because I have way too many books that I want to read.
That was a question too. How many chapters in do you all go before you decide to DNF a book? That was a question.
I usually give at least 20%. So the chapters will depend on the book.
I was going to say I give it 20 pages. I'm like, I don't have enough time. Like,
you just know. I just know. Usually by like 35, maybe I'm like, oh God, no, this isn't it.
Yeah.
It ranges for me. I don't have like a set number. If at one point I'm like, I don't like this, why am I reading it? Yeah. I'll just stop. I don't have like a set page.
I don't have a set page either. And it also depends on why I'm reading a book. So if I'm reading a book because I have to review it, I feel like I'm obligated to finish it. And then it turns into a hate read. And those are usually the books that get 2 or 1 stars. And then me ranting about them for like 15 minutes for my weekend video. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, gotta take a break on the camera. Boop, boop. Start that. Blah, 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 blah. But if it's something that I'm just not enjoying, then I'll just go ahead and continue to read it. But I will DNF a book if I hit a point where it has something that offends me or I find offensive, and I'm just like, no. Not gonna subscribe to this foolishness.
I can't stick it out, girl. Life is too short.
Exactly.
I got way too many other books to read.
Well, I would just end up skimming it anyway. So,
see, y'all got to teach me how to. I don't know how to skim, because I'll just go to the back and like read the last page, and I still. Everybody's like, just skim, and I'm like, how do you do that? Like, just go to the back of the book and read the last chapter.
read like the first sentence of each paragraph.
Yeah.
Or like just the dialogue.
Yeah, just the dialogue. Everything else, like, who cares?
Yeah.
Right.
And see, I
did
used
that last week because I definitely could. I read a book last week that I couldn't tell you what happened. I don't even know what the characters' names were. It was just on, and I was just like doing other stuff. And I was like, I couldn't see enough this book, but I hyped it up on the gram so much.
And I text to speech, so you know I can zone out. I'll zone out and be like, oh yeah, it's still running. I was listening to it. Blah, 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 blah. Or I'll speed it up to the highest point. So I'm really not reading it. And that constitutes as a skim as well, because I'm still going along, especially for text to speech. So I'm just like, yep.
Yeah.
I fell asleep on it, you know, osmosisly, you know, figured out what happened in it. And it's like, no. And then I go and rant about it.
Yeah, if it's an audiobook, I'll just do that like 15-second forward, 15-second forward, and like keep going until I hear something that's like interesting.
That is too funny.
We did get asked, what is your favorite classic?
Yes.
Hi, Averie.
I know Averie's answer.
Well, now there's two, because I read Little Women last year and like fell in love with it. But for years it was Jane Eyre. Since my senior year of high school when I read it, I was a total Jane Eyre freak. I still am a Jane Eyre freak. I love Jane Eyre. That's where my love for nanny romances sparked, obviously. I love Little Women and Jane Eyre. They're like #1 favorite book of all time for me.
See, I only watched the Jane Eyre movies, like the older movies and then the newer ones, and I love them. But for a classic I read The Great Gatsby in high school, and I really liked it. And I haven't read it recently, but I like the movies too. Like even the one with Robert Redford and Leonardo DiCaprio.
I've never read The Great Gatsby. What?
It's short. It's like
Mina Reeds did this whole video on books that she read in school, and I was like, obviously my school education was not up to par, because we read like Greek mythology in 9th grade, and I couldn't tell you what we read after that. But mine, like, I love modern classics, so I love Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier and The Haunting of Hill House by Shirley Jackson. Those are so good. But I read those on my own, so they weren't in school.
I don't do any classics. Period. Can't do it. Hated The Great Gatsby as the book. Hated the Time Machine by H.G. Wells. Hated 1984. Nope. So I'm not. I refuse to do any more classics ever.
I only like classics if they have romance in it. If they don't have romance in it, I'm like, this is a bore. So
I know that.
So don't hate me, y'all. But I read Pride and Prejudice like 4 years ago. It was a BookTube buddy read. And I was like, okay.
I was just about to say, I know Jane Austen is like canon or whatever for romance, and no.
Just watch the Keira Knightley movie.
I know, I like the movie.
That's exactly what I'm talking about, Averie. I'm just gonna watch the movies, because I do love Emma, the one with Gwyneth Paltrow in it, and I do love the Pride and Prejudice. All of them. I think there's like 3 of them, right?
Yeah, I think so.
2 or 3.
Which one is it Clueless is based off of? Is it Emma?
Emma.
Yeah, I love Clueless.
Yeah, right? Okay. And I'm sure we can find a whole slew of movies that are based off of Jane Austen movies or books, and I will stick to the movies. Thank you very much. That can have my 2 hours versus.
Yes. No, if you don't like classics, don't read them. Watch the movies. There's like forever classics, you know.
I've tried, like, you know, here on BookTube, there's a whole classics community, and they do Booktober in October, and like I try to join because like some of the hosts are my friends, and I just feel like I don't see what is fun about any of this. I just cannot. And they read them all year long.
I cannot do it all year long. I read maybe 1 or 2 a year tops. I can't do any more.
I listened to the Casanova audiobook because Benedict Cumberbatch read it, and that one wasn't too bad. But I just love his voice. I could listen to him read the phone book. So,
do y'all think that there are like any romances that 20 years from now should be considered classics?
Oh my goodness.
We didn't get that one.
Get the hard question.
Wow.
Your Dad Will Do by Katie Robert will probably.
That's gonna be a classic. Yes.
I knew somebody was gonna go there.
Oh my gosh, Bree.
I'm gonna need that Netflix movie right away.
Yes,
Yes.
please. Yes, please.
Yes.
Oh, Charles said the bride test. Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah, I could definitely see that one as being a classic.
That's a good book.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
It's
that book.
layered and it's beautiful and it deals with lots of real time, you know, in the now sort of situations. And yeah, I could definitely see that one as a classic.
Mhm.
I think, I want to say anything by Queen Bev, but if I had to pick one, maybe Indigo.
I need to read that.
I'm trying to
I can
think.
read that as well.
Can we just make like Sierra Simone required reading for school?
I know.
I know.
American
No.
Queen.
No, I don't know. No, I don't need my
American
high school.
Queen. You have to read that.
I don't know. I don't need my high schooler reading that. No, thank you.
No.
No. Maybe a college course in religion
Ooh,
and
right.
sexuality. That would be a good place to read.
We'll do community college.
There you go. I could get down with Sierra Simone going for a community college.
Yeah.
Yes. But high school,
You can
no.
teach a course, I think.
Yeah.
You can teach the course.
Yes. Have you heard her speak at all? Have you ever heard an interview with her?
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Oh, girl is deep. She is
She's
deep.
a beautiful writer too, and she
Yeah.
knows a lot about Catholicism. I mean, she went to Catholic school.
Yep.
Somebody
So.
said, oh yeah, the Long Shot series by Kennedy Ryan.
Yes.
Oh, I just bought the first book.
Oh,
Did you?
they are so beautiful.
Oh, here she goes.
I will never get tired of looking at that cover.
Mhm.
So
I love that cover too.
August, our man of the hour, and then I got this specialty cover.
Oh, I've never seen that one.
That one.
Wasn't
Yeah,
that in the box?
it was in the Hello Lovely box
Okay.
that I bought specifically to get this cover so that I can have my couple.
We'll
Love
stick
them.
with August, okay?
Love them. Love
We didn't need Iris on the cover.
But I know it's super emotional, and I don't know if I'm ready for that yet.
Well, you know, if you don't want super emotional out of that series, like super, super emotional, I would say go with Blockshot.
Okay.
Because that one deals with Jared and what is her name?
Is that the second one?
Yeah, that's the second one. Jared is August's brother, and he is a sports agent. And then the female is a Latina sports agent as well. And the two of them have a romance where they start off in college and then they're apart. And then Banner, that's her name, Banner. And she is, Charles is calling me out. But yes, there is a little bit of cheating in Blockshot.
What a hater, Charles.
I know, right? But
Charles is calling me out
into the
too.
story, and you know, it kind of works out for the best where it's supposed to be. But that one is the least emotional out of the series.
Can they be
But I
read
think
in Canada?
Long Shot, like I think that you should read it. But what I did is I just like picked a morning and I just read it until I had it over with. Like, don't put it down because you may not pick it back up.
Mhm.
And it was on Audible Escape. So just listen to it.
Okay.
I listened to it on
Audible
Audible Escape.
Escape. I need to read it.
I put it on 3 times speed, girl, and I was sweeping and mopping until I got it finished.
So you got to the part.
Oh gosh. Oh my God. I physically felt that book.
Oh yeah. Oh,
I'm nervous, but excited.
And like the last one in the series, it's less emotional unless you've been in the situation that our main character ends up going through. So if you have any trauma from childhood abuse, then you'll probably want to tread lightly with Hookshot. But if you don't have any firsthand knowledge of that, it's a beautiful story to really like get into, and it's not as emotional as Longshot. So
Spencer said, how do you listen 3 times speed? If I listen to anything slower than 2 times speed, I'm like zoning out.
Yeah,
and
yeah. I always start at 2 times speed and then go up.
Go up, yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, once you get the cadence and everything from the reader.
If they have an accent, I might have to go down to maybe 1.5.
Slow it down.
Yep.
Yeah.
Same.
See, I start at 1.5 and only go up to 2. Unless I'm listening to text-to-speech. And then text-to-speech is 3 times to 4 times. So
I don't think I've ever listened text-to-speech. I'm going to try that.
it's fun. You get through books so much faster.
And it's like a robot.
I know, that's the only thing. I worry that I'll lose like the inflection and all that stuff.
But you can change the accents. You can go into your settings and change the accent. Then you can have an Australian accent in male and female.
Australian robot, Bree.
Have you tried
I
it?
use it for school, and I'm like, I do not want Samantha reading me my freaking romance novel. Okay? She's reading me women's studies. That's it.
Well, Joey, my American Texas accented Texas speaker is amazing. Thank you very much.
Okay, I got more questions.
Okay.
Do you need a large following to receive arcs? I said no.
No, I don't think so.
No.
I mean, it depends who you're asking arcs from. Because I mean, like some of the bigger publishers, maybe, but most romance stuff, I think no.
Yeah. I got my first arc at like 89 subscribers, and I only had like 50 Bookstagram followers. So there's a lot of like Instagram pages like Valentine PR, Social Butterfly, where I don't really think they look at your following that much. So I've got accepted every arc that I've ever asked for them.
Yeah.
Nice.
The worst thing I can say is no, you know?
Just ask.
Yeah, that's what I tell people. Like, just ask. They'll probably say yes or ignore you. They rarely, like, I've never gotten a no. It's either a yes or they ignore you.
Really? I get refusal notices from NetGalley all the time. Well, before.
Oh, okay. NetGalley.
NetGalley in there.
No. NetGalley now will like refuse you and never tell you. You just be sitting there waiting, like, are you ever gonna give me the book? And then you go on there and you look, and it's like, oh, they denied you.
It's so weird though, because sometimes I'll request something on NetGalley and get denied, and then request it on Edelweiss and I'll get approved. So I'm like,
really?
What's going on here?
What's the determination then?
I have no idea.
Oh, I like it even better when I get it on or request it on NetGalley, get denied on NetGalley, and then the author reaches out to me and is like, hey, you want to read my book? And I'm like, well, yeah, go ahead and send that to me, because you know NetGalley already denied me, so I guess I'll read it now.
I'll get denied, and then they'll be like, oh, you know, you're the romance contributor for Reading Women. We want to send you this book. And I'm like, y'all done already denied me, but okay. Go ahead and send it.
Oh, Charles is talking about audio arcs. So those are super, super hard to get. I will let you know. I have only gotten a handful, and that was through a promotion company or PR company. And that was because I was part of their team and they knew I was a reviewer beforehand. And then they were like, hey, we have codes, and, you know, let us know if you want to use them. But they are super hard to get because it's super expensive to record an audiobook, and they don't want to just be giving them out for free. You know,
Charles would be good at that though, because he'd
be killing it.
Books.
He'd be killing it.
Avon and Berkeley have denied Ashton every single time. I don't know what the secret to them is.
Berkeley shady. Berkeley be shady sometimes.
You said it, not me. And Avon, like I reached out to them one time, and the girl almost got cussed out via the email. So I don't know. It was just so rude, you know. Like I tell people, just ask, right? Just ask. So I think it was, I don't know, not the right swipe. I don't know. An Avon release that came out. And I was like, hey, you know, would it be possible for me to get this book? And she responds back and she's like, well, since you didn't provide your address, here's the NetGalley. And I'm like, I was asking to see if it was possible. And if you would have said yes, I'd give you my address. Here it is. Like, little old me, I ain't nobody. I thought you would say no. You know, and they ended up sending it, but I was just like, you don't got to be like that. But now they just send me stuff all the time. So
yeah, that's why I always just put my address. I just assume like, oh, here's my address. You're going to send it to me.
Yeah.
There we go.
Ask and send your stuff and see what happens. The tea that's spilling. Don't get us started.
We're not spilling any tea. This is knowledge. This is just knowledge.
Avon is so hot. Yeah, Avon. But I don't know. Some people like arcs. I get asked that a lot. You want them, and then you start getting them, and like the expectation is that you review them. And I'm a mood reader.
Yeah,
so
same.
I might have been in the mood for it 3 weeks ago, and I asked for it, and now I got it, and I'm not in the mood for it anymore. So
yeah,
I'm pretty picky about our 22 books that I have on NetGalley now. I'm just gonna chill and like work on my actual shelves because it's overwhelming for me.
Yeah. I also rarely read without an audiobook. So like I don't do arcs. I just can't.
Yeah.
So this is my NetGalley notebook, and I'm like 3 pages deep on this bad boy.
Well, you just did a whole reading vlog though of all your
and that only knocked off 4. 4 out of these 3 pages. So that tells you how behind I am. I have to give a major props up to Ashton over here in the chat, in the comments. 91%.
91.
Oh my goodness, major props.
I thought I was doing good. I'm at like 83.
I'm at like 42.
I keep it small though.
I think I was at 48 when I stopped going on NetGalley. I stopped going on NetGalley maybe like a year ago because it gave me so much anxiety. I was like, I'm not reading any of these books, and I feel so horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, my rating is so bad, but part of it's because I'm auto approved for like Berkeley and Avon, so I'm just like, yep, gimme.
Yeah. Kensington auto approved me, and I was like, I had like 30 followers on Instagram, and I was like, well, shoot, I'll just start one clicking away.
Yeah.
I've never read none of them books.
Yeah, it's never a good idea, but very tempting.
Yeah, the only publisher that has I have 2, but the one that auto approved me first was a Christian publishing house that I failed to realize was a Christian house. And I read like 2 books of theirs, and I'm like, why did I read this?
I don't think you're gonna get dark romance from those.
Nope.
No, but their covers are so cute, and I'm like, okay, I'm in the mood for like a women's fiction, kind of a girl thing. Yay, women power! And then I click on it, and then I start to read it, and I'm like, God this and God that, and I'm like, oh, wow.
Charles said, how do you get auto approved? I don't know. I just went on there one day and it said Kensington had auto approved me. I think I might have read something. And
yeah, a lot of times if you review something and they like you, or I don't know why they just decide to.
Yeah.
Or if you've read a couple books from the same publishing house, and
Yeah.
you notice that you're reading them and then getting them back, their reviews, they'll end up auto. Yeah. So not sure how that happened with that one, because I don't think I've only given one like Christian sort of romance book high marks, high ratings, and actually like praised it. The rest of them are just too heavy-handed for me that I've read. So I think that's interesting.
I've yet to find one that's good. Unfortunately.
Really?
Yeah, I haven't read a bunch. There's one that's been sitting on my TBR shelf for the longest time that my best friend, Christian, has been telling me to read. I want to read it. It's by she's a really popular one. I forgot her name. But it's the one with the girl with the red dress. I don't remember the name. I forgot it. But I recently read like Once Upon a Something, and it's like a royalty romance with Christianity woven in. And I was like, cool, I like both of those things. Let's see. I DNF'd after like 50 pages. Horrible. It's Francine Rivers. Yes, it's Francine Rivers. There you go.
What didn't you like about it, Avery?
It was like this like prince like moved to this small town for the summer or something like that, and then he just so happens to like bump into our main character out of the blue like 3 separate times, and he doesn't have any security on him, even though he's like the reigning about to be king, and like this is so unrealistic, and I was just bored, and yeah.
So Avery, I think you should try The Joy of Falling.
Okay.
By Lindsay Harrell, Harrell, Harrel.
Okay, perfect.
So that was a Christian women's fiction sort of story. Just the sort of gist of it. 2 women are grieving the deaths of their husband, and they're connected. And they end up taking a trip to New Zealand. And I've actually had a viewer, because I had put out in my review that, you know, if there's somebody in New Zealand that can tell me if this stuff is really true, that has read the book. And somebody got back with me and was like, yes, all of this is, you know, real. And we have all of these locations in it. And I thought it was an amazing story. It wasn't heavy-handed with the religious part of it. It wasn't overly heavy-handed with the grief part of it. It was just a really good mesh of these 2 women finding their way through the grief and what happens in life afterwards. So I really enjoyed that one. That's the one.
Definitely checking that one out then.
That's the one book.
Yes. Yeah, it's Redeeming Love. They're chatting about it. That's the book that my best friend recommended to me. It's like this thick though, and it's so intimidating. And
oh wow.
Maybe not, Avery. Yeah. It might need to be a pass.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got asked, what is a book you love that everyone else hated? But I'm going to flip it. So you can either do that one, or let's do what's one that you hated that everybody else loved.
Talk
about
a bunch.
Right Swipe last year.
Yes.
99% mine last year. Most of the romances that came out in 2019, I did not like. And you know what? The audiobook just for the new Alicia Rye just came in, and I was like, I don't know. I'm really nervous because the Right Swipe was bad. So I returned it.
Oh.
I was like, I'll just read my Chanel Clayton next because
I recommend Alicia Rye's other series.
That's the girl gone viral, right?
yes.
Yeah.
Now her Forbidden Heart series was fire.
Third one's my favorite. That one's so good.
It was a little bit better than the Right Swipe, but it wasn't like a 5-star for me.
Yeah, I liked Girl Gone Viral. That one's the bodyguard romance, right?
Yes. I did think that it took too long with them in their secret infatuation with each other, but so there's that. Man, now you got to make me think.
I'm not a big, and I'm sorry, Naima. I don't like LJ Shen. I hated Vicious and the Kiss Me. I hated him with everything I've read by her. I have not liked.
I've never read her, but can I say her covers are gorgeous?
Her covers are beautiful. Every time I'll like pass by a cover and they'll be free on Kindle, and I'm almost about to buy it. I'm like, oh, I don't like that.
Yeah,
this would be a mistake.
I feel that a lot. I feel like a lot of people don't really like her books. I don't know. I see a lot of Bookstagram. People love her books, but on BookTube, nobody really likes her. But I love her.
See, I liked Vicious, but I hated The Kiss Thief. Like, oh my God,
I
no.
love The Kiss Thief. Oh my God.
I have the kiss, and I haven't read it yet. So, oh,
wait a minute. HEA said I hated both Penelope Douglas books, Bully and Birthday Girl. Girl, Birthday Girl is a classic.
See, I'm afraid to read Birthday Girl because I read Credence and that was a dumpster fire.
You should have read Birthday Girl first.
No Birthday Girl slander. No Birthday Girl slander. I will not hear it.
We will not have it here.
There was some live show recently and somebody in it was like, they didn't like Penelope Douglas. And I was like, Riley popped up on the screen and was like, all Penelope Douglas fans right now. Like, we'll fight you over Birthday Girl.
Steph, I want a reading vlog of you reading Birthday Girl.
Yes.
Okay. I'm putting that out there.
I think somebody in that live show, they were like, it was gross that it was like a girl with her boyfriend's dad. And I was like, yo, like I was over halfway through that book before any figured that out. I mean, like physical contact, not even like dirty stuff. I was like, chill out.
Yeah. It's a slow burn.
See, y'all might lose me because I'm not a slow burn girl.
I see, I'll still enjoy your thoughts.
Me and slow burn don't go well. This is why I've read like one Mariana Zapata book.
See, I'm not a slow burn reader either because like I get so impatient. That's why I haven't read any Mariana Zapatas because I'm scared I won't like them. But for some reason,
oh girl, like, you gotta read The Wall of Winnipeg.
I love The Wall,
which I love. I did love it.
Aiden girl, he will change the game. Okay. At the end, when it finally happens, it felt like I was there. Okay. We put in work to get to that scene. It was hard.
Yes, it was.
I think in the last live show we were saying though how that your dad will do is very similar to Birthday Girls. So
yeah,
shorter version
without the plot. Just
without the plot.
Or that Dustin Kane. What's that Dustin Kane novella?
Maybe
then I'll probably like it then because I loved Your Dad Will Do. I love Your Dad.
Yes.
Reading vlog stuff.
So my pick is The Proposal. So many people are like, it's so good. It's so good.
That book was trash.
Yeah, I did not like that.
Exactly.
That dude, Carlos, was like low-key, kind of a possessive creep. It was not, it wasn't cute.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't a fan of Roman Holiday either, or Royal Holiday either.
See, I just gave up on her after The Proposal. I just no.
I think that's the one. Like I saw Jess do her video, and she's like, "Can we get something different?"
But this one was cute. So it went. The wedding date was pretty good. Like I'm looking back, and I'm like, maybe I didn't love it as much as it was hyped.
Yeah, I need to reread it.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
I need to like reread it because when I read it, I was like, oh yeah, I can see myself. I can, this is my jam. This and that.
We asked good interracial romance, and I think The Wedding Date's all right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, they at least talked about the issues.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And then I tried to read The Proposal and was like, trash. Then
but wait a minute, that is the queen of romance.
No. Do we need to talk about that? Do we really need to talk about that? I could go on for days with that one. Then I read The Wedding Party, was like, okay, maybe she got a little swag back, right? And then I read Royal Holiday, and I was like, what? No. Why? But sadly, I have Party of Two.
I do too.
You guys.
I'm a little afraid.
So pretty.
I'm a little afraid.
Yeah, her covers are nice.
I do love that's why I have them. That's why I have them, and I haven't thrown them away. Although I may damage them by tossing them around.
Nicole said, I can't believe they said Jasmine was the queen of romance with Miss Bev sitting right there. Right. When you read 2 books, girl, you are not the queen of anything.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. 0. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So The Wedding Date, I think, was a good interracial romance. Alyssa Cole's Extraordinary Union is such a good interracial romance set during the Civil War with a Black woman and a white man undercover in the South. That was amazing.
Grip is good too, right? Is that what it's called, Grip?
Oh yeah, the Grip series by Kennedy Ryan.
That's good one.
I like Rafe was really good in my opinion.
Yeah.
Rafe was good. I like Behind the Bars. Jess from Peace Love Books hated it, but I loved Behind the Bars.
It's
my
Brittany
fave. I love it.
Chloe did her reading vlog for Brittany C. Cherry, and somebody in her comments was like, "Wait, Brittany C. Cherry's Black."
Yep.
Yes, she is.
Yes, she is. And so is Autumn Gray. A lot of people don't know that either.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't.
Yeah, I didn't know that till recently.
Yep.
I'm still wondering, is Lucy Eden?
Yes, she is.
Who?
Okay.
Lucy Eden.
Lucy Eden.
Oh.
The book boyfriend. What is it? The book boyfriend? That novella is like.
Yes. Oh,
book boyfriend. Novella.
Blind date with a book
Blind
boyfriend.
Date with a book boyfriend.
Super
The
cute.
cover for that is so cute.
Super cute. She also wrote Everything with Lisa or Kimberly. Bear With Me. It's a novella and it's super cute. I love that one. It's about a bear shifter. And loved it. Loved it. I was
Bear With Me.
Like 2:00 in the morning. I was reading it. It was amazing.
Oh, Whitney G.
Yes.
Is a brown girl.
Is another Black author.
I did her novellas one day at work.
A lot of people didn't know that Kennedy Ryan is a Black author, but I mean, she's had quite a few books out now and done quite a few interviews and stuff like that. And she got the cover of Essence and won the Rita and all of that. Minx Malone is a Black author. Nana Malone is a Black author.
BB Reed. I don't know
who?
BB Reed.
I
She
heard
wrote like the movie series and the When Rivals Play series.
A bunch of her stuff is on Audible Escape.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
I'm surprised you don't know her. She like writes really dark romances.
Oh wait, you said BB Reed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Sorry.
Oh yeah, Nicole Falls, Sid. Yeah, Nicole Falls is a Black author, a romance author.
Sorry about that. No, so quick story on that. I went to a Polycon in 2019 and I was trying to read a BB Reed book so that I could meet her. And then when I met her and, I asked the question of, how do you write dark romance with underage people and feel okay with that? And her answer was, that's what I like to read. So that's what I'm going to write. And she was very sort of nonchalant about it. And I was just like, okay, not a problem.
You can
you can go ahead and write that and I will not read it.
I didn't realize that it was underage people. Awkward.
Yeah, they're in high school, but I feel like I read so many dark romances where they're in high school. So I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I just got out of it.
Don't match up for me.
Yeah, I've never read any of those.
Like, what? Wait, but you're a Penelope Douglas lover, aren't you? Or are you just a birthday girl lover?
Listen, she's 19, okay? She's not in high school.
We will fight over Penelope.
Well, no. Have you read any of her other books?
Punk 57 is in high school.
It's in high school. And
yeah, I was going to read that, but then I was just like, I don't know.
I wasn't a fan of that.
I liked it, but also I'm pretty close to their age, so like it's not that big of a deal to me because like 21 close to 18 or 17,
Yeah. That's how I feel. I mean, I like turned 18 in October, so I'm like,
yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, you're a baby.
Yeah.
So old.
I'm the old woman here. Look at this. What is going on?
Okay. We got asked favorite trash book. I don't have a specific, so I just said Kindle Unlimited steamy novellas. Hope Ford, Frankie Love, Jessica Kane, Whitney G.
I gotta go with Ice Planet Barbarians, of course.
Yeah.
That is not
I knew you would
trash.
say
How dare you?
I knew you would say it.
That is quality literature. Okay.
That goes in the romance canon, okay?
When we said classics, that's gonna be a classic.
Yeah.
I am anything by Alexa Riley. Sorry. I don't care what anybody says. I am a stan for Alexa Riley. I love their work, and I can pick them up and devour and just be happy. They are my palette cleansers, and I love them.
Nicole said Ice Planet Barbarians is not trash.
Oh, it's not trash to us, but to other people.
Trash in the best way.
Trash in the best way, trash.
Kind of like I'll say dirty. I'll be like, ooh, I want something dirty. And that's how I mean it. You know, that feeling back there, dirty.
That feeling back there.
You know, like Christina, ex-Tina, you know, Aguilera, dirty type stuff.
Good
That's
dirty.
what I mean. Not like dirty. Ew, no, dirty, good, dirty. Mm.
Like, who knows what Jessica Kane could write, like a female and a freaking bear in the woods, and we're gonna read it.
Yeah.
For Smetathon. Riley.
Yep.
There you go. There you go.
I always say I'm done with Jessica Kane, but then here I come. Next Metathon, back on.
It's like you have to see. Like,
Yeah,
this is going to be the one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Emma Chase. I love Emma Chase. I don't think I love anything Emma Chase writes, so.
She is
Alexa Riley, a duo author.
Yes.
There.
Yep. Mel and Leah. They're also the hosts. They're part of the trio that runs the Read Me Romance podcast, where they give you an audiobook, professionally narrated novella every single week. Mm-hmm. We are actually coming up on season 7 now.
Wow.
So there is a huge backlist of dirty, fabulous books that you can listen to. I will say that not all of them are amazing. There have been a good, I'd go like 60-40. Good 60-40 could do without. But
they had Naima Simone's grading curve.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's how I listened to that.
Yes.
It was good.
So good. Yes. And so Alexa Riley has put a couple of their newer books on there, and I really enjoyed them. So Lacey asked. Oh, Charles, I did not lie. I said 60-40. Thank you very much. I'm not going to hype them all.
I love our romance podcasts. I think all of them are good.
Do y'all want to do the portion where they ask questions live and we'll try and answer them?
Yeah.
So we have one already. What's a book you guys hard noped out of and why?
Oh.
I love how that's worded.
That's a good question.
All right, hard nope.
The Kissing Game by, what was her stupid name? I'm sorry. That's mean of me.
What was her face?
Oh, I don't even know the author's name. I'm sorry. But the book was The Kissing Game. And it all of a sudden, it continued to like make the guy a, whatchamacallit. They kept comparing him to a Viking, but he had a German
accent. It is a kissing game. With the red cover and the black girl and the white guy on the cover.
Yes.
Even Tia from Tia in the books was like, you say he's German, but you describe him as a Viking.
Yes.
Those two things are not the same.
And then they have like this like
sort
of hate crime that ends up happening, or some like Nazi skinhead things that end up happening that didn't need to happen. And I was going to read that one to the end, but then it got to like this line where it was talking about some of the secondary characters. It said something about like it was very misogynistic, like way didn't even make any sense to have like this line in it whatsoever. And I was like, nope, done. And I returned that on Hoopla. I was like, I'm finished. No more. No, not gonna do it.
For me, it's an odd Kindle Unlimited book. I was looking for more KU books that had disability rep in them. And so I found a book, I think it's called Blind Reader Wanted. And it's about a man who's like, I believe like heavily scarred from like war or something. And he wants to find someone who's blind to read to him because he's lonely. And so this girl answers the ad, and like, I just stopped reading it because I'm subscribed to someone on YouTube who is blind. And she told me, I don't know if it's with all of blind people, but specifically, maybe she said how like the stereotype of a blind person feeling your face is not correct. Like blind people don't say, I want to feel your face to know what you look like. And one of the first things this girl said was, can I feel your face? And I was like, I don't think that's right. I'm stopping this right now. So that's one for me.
I don't know. Because usually when I like start reading a book, usually like with my really random, like I read like one recently, this girl's parents like sold her to a celebrity because they couldn't go to work during quarantine and they were about to lose their house.
Okay.
Like, I should not be reading this, but I had to know. Like, that's never hard no. I had to know. Like, I had to know. So.
Ooh. I am so sorry. Nothing better than the book that you finished that horrible, horrible, horrible book. Never. Oh my goodness.
We also got, what's a subgenre you're scared to read and one you need to read more of?
Scared to read.
I don't think we're scared to read, but I think there's some that we just don't read a lot of, right?
Yeah, bully romances I tend to steer clear of.
Same.
Just because there's not
enough groveling. Yeah.
Exactly.
And see, mine are because bully romances tend to be that high school.
Well, that too, yep.
That high school age, and I'm just not having it. No. Something that I need to read more of. Mafia right now. Oh,
I know, right?
Mafia romance is where
I was expecting you to say historical. I don't know why.
Can we just call the genre 365 DNI?
There we go.
That just be the genre.
Okay. Wait, someone asked me, one of the questions someone asked me was what we thought of that movie.
Oh, I loved it.
Yeah, I mean, I watched it together with some other girls.
Yes.
I've watched it at least 5 times all the way through, and then skipping to some part.
So
I haven't done any of the skipping, but I've watched it 4 full times already.
Twice.
Yes, I want to watch it again so I can dissect it even some more. And I really, really, really do not want them to go off of the books for the second movie, because I need them to come to me and I need to talk to the screenwriters because I have some ideas about how this story needs to go. Maybe I should try my hand at some fan fiction. Although I have said for the last 5 years since having a YouTube channel that I would never, ever, ever try my hand at writing. Maybe I should, because I have so many theories.
Oh, I want those theories to be true.
I want your theory. I feel like you need to do a video series and just, instead of writing it, maybe just tell the story and I'll watch.
Ooh, thank you. That okay.
Bree's coming out with all the video ideas for stuff.
I could definitely get down with that. Oh yeah.
I would watch the hell out of that video.
I don't know why, but like movie reviews are like taking over my feed of people in that movie. And I'm like, where are these movie reviews coming from?
Now, I will say, I was looking on TikTok, Miss Averie, and that
TikToks.
and that love TikTok, I actually did it, and I haven't put it together yet to put it on my TikTok. But I don't know if you guys, so some of us are in a group together, in a Voxer group. And after I saw the TikTok and I was like, oh, that should be our next movie. Yay. And then I was like, I started to watch it, did the whole little TikTok record thing so that I can put it together. And then I started to try and watch it. I made it like 10 minutes and was like, no, never mind. And I got back in our group and was like, never mind.
No.
That movie's off the table.
I'm such a boring TikToker. I just watch dance videos. I love dance videos.
Averie
what
pulls up the best book ones. I can never seem to find the book ones.
For some reason, the
ones you give to us are so good.
They all end up on my For You page. They know I like books. And now my feed is being filled with 365.
Okay.
That's awesome.
What books do you absolutely avoid? So I'm going to be, I hope I don't want to offend anybody, but I have never read an Amish romance, and I probably never will.
Yeah, same.
Do we expect a lot of diversity in an Amish romance?
Probably not.
No.
There may be some Black Amish. I mean, I've never seen them when driving through Pennsylvania, but I don't know.
I don't know. In middle school, I was obsessed with that TLC show,
Breaking Amish.
Yes,
that's where they go.
Breaking Amish.
I'm going on Rumspringer.
Oh snap! Sarah's here.
There's like new Sarah.
You offended Sarah so hard just there.
I'll message you when I'm done, Sarah.
Jess said she can't do priest romances.
You can't do priest.
Wow.
The priest. I feel like
I've
we all
never
have
tried one, but I don't think I could do that either.
I mean, they get like the Catholicism. She gets it right. It's accurate.
Yeah, she does.
I read
Catholic.
Love and Thorns, and one of them is a priest, but like it wasn't like I wouldn't have known if he didn't say anything. He doesn't like act like a priest, so.
This is true. I can't do horror, like horror of any type. Just horror romance, horror, just no horror for me. I think I got my fill when I was younger. The books that I actually did read when I was younger, which was like Silence and the Lambs, Red Dragon, those. Oh, geez. Oh, yeah. Okay.
What is muck?
When you clean out the stalls.
Oh, why not? Why don't you just say cleaning out the stall?
Because there's an actual term for it.
Like, I was like, never mind. Because I still don't know what that means. I haven't Googled it yet.
You haven't Googled the peg word?
Don't Google that. Don't do that. I'll tell you later.
Okay. Yeah. We'll re-explain that. As a matter of fact, we'll let Izzy explain that to you.
Yes.
There you go. Ask Izzy to explain that term to you. Bye.
Chloe's in the chat. I want to know if Chloe knows what it is. Okay, I can't do MMF romances. It's too much for me. I don't think I've read one of those. Have I read one of those?
I love those.
MMF,
Is
there's,
Is that kind of like A Lesson in Thorns? Kind of, a little bit? Kind of?
Kind of. I think American Queen is one.
I haven't read that series yet. I need to read that one.
Yeah.
Second one in the Wicked Villains.
Yeah.
Is MMF. That's really good.
Well, that whole series,
the
the whole New Camelot series is MMF. So, American Queen, American Prince,
and
American King.
I liked the first one was okay. Bree was talking about it a lot, so I tried it out, and then I don't know, it just fell flat after the first book.
Which one? Which series?
The New Camelot series.
Yeah, I like the first book. I didn't love the second and third books.
I felt like they didn't have to. Why did she drag it on for that long? I was
Right.
Y'all know she has an historical series too, like based off of Jane Eyre.
Yeah, I saw that.
What?
Averie
Yes.
What?
You mean that? Wait.
Those
Simone
covers,
have an historical.
those covers are great, though. I love American Queen's cover. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, I found American Queen at a used bookstore, and I was like, "Thank you, that is mine."
I will take this.
These are signs, so you know. When I got to meet her in 2018.
I have Priest, and then the next book in that series, and she gave us rosary beads with them. And I was like, I love you for that.
I need a copy of Priest.
Oh yeah.
What's the next book? Is it Sinner?
Yes,
Sinner.
Sinner.
Yeah. And I want to say Priest, was it Priest or Sinner that came in the Hello Lovely box with the special cover?
See, okay, everybody's talking about reverse harem. Is that I heard that that's a bad term. Is that a bad term?
I've never heard that.
I haven't heard that it is.
Okay.
I'm not a reverse harem person.
I don't even know what it means.
Consider Credence a reverse harem. And
It's one girl and like many guys.
men.
Yeah.
Okay.
Guys,
And they
and
don't necessarily have to cross swords or, you know, be in the same place.
We are keeping it.
I know. I am using my terms tonight.
That is PC for her.
I am using my terms.
Because I was going to start asking questions, but I was like, I know what I'm used to hearing it called. Who's got another question?
Okay, yes. We'll let that go. Next question. Let's see.
What do you say to people who down romance? I saw that one in the chat. What do you guys say to people who put down romance books? I'm getting into the world of romance and I really love it. We just don't pay them any attention, I think, at this point.
Personally,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let it go.
I think we see most of it on BookTube, and I feel like there's a lot of closet romance readers on BookTube.
Oh yeah.
And they feel like they have to make excuses for reading romance too.
Right. And if I hear one more time, you know,
I can't
only
read
it to have this type
more
of
than
cover.
3. That kills me too.
I had to read from my book club, and I didn't like it. Shut up.
I don't know. I see a lot of bigger booktubers starting to get into romance. But I think we've talked about this before, some of us, how they only go for the ones that have the cutesy illustrated covers on them because they would feel basically too scandalous to pick one that has like a person on the cover, when the ones that have the illustrated covers are sometimes more dirty than the ones that have people on the cover. And so just like
Fix Her Up.
Like seriously.
Yep, there we go.
Baby girl.
And you know, so a lot of people don't like this one because of the baby girl term, but baby girl is used in 365 all over the place.
Baby girl.
Ooh,
No, okay. The reason I didn't like Baby Girl and Fix Her Up, because I'm feeling attacked. Because the whole time, it's like you're like my little sister.
Yeah.
You can't look at it like it's
That is true.
thing.
That is true. Massimo never said Laura was his little sister. He was like,
Right.
"Are you lost, baby girl?"
So am I your sister or am I baby girl?
Yeah.
I can't be both.
Hello, a little warm over here. Sorry.
I
Yeah, but like I don't really, honestly, I'm not subscribed to anybody that doesn't. Like I'm subscribed to a few non-romance readers, but for the most part, I only subscribe to the romance community because I don't want to have to see any dumb stuff and have to put somebody in check. So I just don't, you know. But a lot of the bigger booktubers are getting older, so it's like some of them you may grow out of reading what you've been reading, you know. Like
So
yeah. I don't really watch non-romance booktubers. Like if I see they have a romance book in their thumbnail, I'm just like, I'm gonna skip that one.
Yeah.
Fine.
You don't know what you're talking about.
I'm just worried they're gonna say something to make me mad. And
Yeah.
I love seeing them recommending romance, and I'm like, okay. I don't even watch. I'm not.
I have another question.
Ooh, forbidden romance.
I feel like that's one trope that I don't read that much of. I mean, all I can think of is Birthday Girl and Priest.
Yeah.
What? Those are my favorites.
I have read.
I guess well, Your Dad Will Do is pretty forbidden.
Yeah.
Desolate by Autumn Gray is really good. That one, he's going to school to become a priest, like he's about to, and it's very emotional though. He's very conflicted.
I saw that on your Instagram story a while back, and I was like, "Yep, one click."
Yeah,
read the other day. So
yeah, it was cool.
See, so I have like subgenres to forbidden because I like place forbidden in dark, and then dark has like all these different like little trees that go off for me. So I'm trying to think of a actual forbidden story.
Ooh, Madly Darkly Duet by Trisha Wolfe. I mean, that you have a serial killer and a psychologist.
Yeah, that's pretty forbidden.
Probably some professional lines. You're not supposed to.
Where is my book? That is the one that I will pick. Oh, where's that? I gotta find it. Give me a second.
Yeah, Trisha Wolfe is probably my favorite dark romance author.
I love her so much. And hers are dark.
Yeah.
Oh, what is a sweet romance we enjoy?
Oh, sorry.
Steph has
no answers for that one. What's a sweet? So when we say sweet, do we mean like nothing happens? Like
is it like tame or like actually like it's cute?
Because
guidance from the comments, please. Because
is Beach Read considered to be like a sweet romance? I haven't.
Beach Read could be sweet, right?
Yeah.
We haven't read it yet, so
I just recently read Meet Cute Club by Jack Harbin, and that was really cute.
I want to read that.
I like no one has read this but me, but they're called the Intertwined Hearts series by Kimmy Flores. The first one is a romance where the heroine is a kindergarten teacher, and on the first day of school she meets the hero of the story because his daughter's going into her class in kindergarten, and the kindergartner really wants her dad and her teacher to get together, and so she kind of like tries to get them together, and it's really cute.
Oh, I feel like with kids, like you got to do it right, because some people don't like kids in romances, but like they can make the story.
Yes, I agree.
But you got to do it right.
Yeah. See, that's my thing. I don't usually if there's a kid in a romance, I'm hesitant because if it's done poorly, then I'm just like, this is like if they don't act their age or
like Josh and Hazel Sweet. See, I haven't read Josh and Hazel because I think it was either Jess or Riley that read it.
I loved it.
I loved it. Well, I'm not reading it now.
Why? I don't understand.
I never read it.
I love it.
It's like that's just the one trope. I don't like it.
No, not gonna do no sweet whatsoever. Don't show it to me. Don't give it to me. Don't even like toss it my way. No, nothing. And I'm really mad right now because the book that I'm looking for my forbidden, I know I have a copy of it because I met the author and then I read the book. So I got a signed copy of the book before I read the book. And it's my absolutely favorite book. And
What is it?
Can't even think of what the name of it is.
Oh no.
Right now.
Unhoneymooners is Fig's favorite sweet romance.
Oh
See,
yeah.
I like Unhoneymooners too.
But there's some sexy time in Unhoneymooners. So
I thought it's Fade to Black.
It's
Yeah,
Fade to Black.
Fade to Black.
Is it really? I guess I was just wishing for more.
You built it up in your head.
Built it up in my head.
Filled in the blank.
Steph, Sarah said she's going to send you all sweet romances for Christmas.
What's all
Yeah,
Martha?
They're going to be all Harlequin presents.
The special edition ones.
Yeah, see, okay, because the reason I didn't pick up Josh and Hazel is because I remember Riley and Jess reading it and talking about the ending. And I don't like surprise baby in that situation, but like if it's a story where like the person's grown and they come into the story like I'm your kid that you knew about and didn't, whatever. Like I don't mind that, but it's kind of like I don't like when there's like a marriage or like a proposal at the end, like a surprise proposal, and it's like we just met 300 years ago. Like those are two things that bug me. So when they were talking about Josh and Hazel, I was like, nope, sounds too much like this. I'm good. So I've never read it.
Just don't read the epilogue.
I've never read what's it, Twice in a Blue Moon? I haven't read that one either.
Yeah, that's why I just don't really read epilogues.
Don't read that one. That one's horrible. Okay, so I got my dark ones. Not dark, my forbidden ones. So I have Altered State by Ella Dominguez. She is a very like sort of unknown sort of author, but this book is so forbidden. I can't even really tell you what it's about, but it says beauty lies in the truth. And there's content warnings for detailed encounters and profanity. So be wary of that. This one right here.
What's on the face?
A mask?
Oh, no. This right here, that's a sticker, but this is the mask. That's her face.
I'm not reading it. I read light and fluffy.
We're definitely not going to read this one, but Whispers in the Dark by Letitia Newton. And this one is about serial killers. I read this last year. This one is amazing.
I'm not reading about no serial.
Let me just write that down.
I know.
Sarah's going to send you sweet romances and you're going to send me dark romances.
Serial killers. Plural. Yeah. Plural right here. Now,
with one
I
person?
will say, what was that?
With one person?
2 serial killers.
So, and they fall in love?
2 serial killers. I'm not going to tell you any of that.
Like a
Just know that 2 serial killers. The beginning of it is super intense. Think the ladies that were trapped in Cleveland.
Oh, let me have
No. In that guy's house for like 15 years? I'm not reading that.
I will.
Right, it's up your alley, man.
I'm not reading that.
Yes.
I was hooked on the news when those girls got away. No.
Yes.
I feel so bad for your husband.
This is like alternate ending right here. Right here. Alternate ending. It's intense and so good. So good. For sweet, gosh, I don't even have anything that's really sweet. I guess I could go with this YA series that I have. It's just now coming back out because the covers are so gorgeous.
Those are cute.
And it's
we read those Devaney Perry's. I mean, they're kind of
no. No, I like them. I like them, but I wouldn't consider them.
Oh yeah, they had some scenes.
They had some things going on. But this is a YA series that I absolutely adore. It's the first one is When Fall Breaks, the second one is The Dead of Winter, and the third one is Secrets of Spring by Julie Solano and Tracy Justice. And I read these in 2015 is when I started to read these.
Tamika said she wants to know the title of the serial killer book.
Whispers in the Dark.
Yeah, somebody got it. No, Whispers in the Dark.
What about cute but steamy romances?
Wait, I have an answer for Jess's question. She was
Jess's
stay throughout the series.
Oh, they follow the same people.
Yeah, so Jess, you should read the Club series by Lauren Rowe because that is kind of a spinoff of the Morgan Brothers, and I know she loved the Morgan Brothers. But the Club series follows, I think 3 books follow the same couple.
I know that Jess has already read this, but the Violent Delights series by Jessica Hawkins, it's like a cartel romance, and it follows the same couple.
I'm writing that one down.
The Royal Lease series by Rena Kent. Am I echoing? Uh-oh. The Royal Lease series by Rena Kent. I don't know if she'd like it though because they're high schoolers and it's like dark. I know. I don't know. But they follow the first 3 books follow the same couple, and I really like that series.
So when it follows the same couple, does it end like on cliffhangers? Like, I don't think I've read a series that follows the same couple.
Yeah, the Violent Delight series is cliffhangers.
Okay.
Yeah, most of my series books that follow the same couples or trilogy books that follow the same couple end on cliffhangers until the last book.
Yeah. Oh, or also, what's it called? Praying for Rain.
Oh,
I gotta read that.
Yeah.
So I wasn't a real big fan of 44 Men. I don't know that I didn't believe that the skinhead character was not an actual skinhead. I mean, like, seriously. That was really weird. Has anybody else read that one?
Nope.
Is that nonfiction?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? 44 Men. I'm seeing a cover, but I don't know if it's the same book you're talking about.
So it did I get that one from her? No, I don't think I did. So it's a memoir.
Okay, that's what I'm thinking about.
That's now been recovered again because now it has a pink wig on it.
Okay.
And it's her writing a fiction book, but at the same time, what she's going through in her real life.
Oh, wait, I have seen that before.
And it's now going to become a Netflix show, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I like the actors that they have slated to play, but it's really interesting because one of the actors is Black. And I definitely didn't feel that throughout the book. So I'm trying to figure out how that's all going to work out there.
Interesting.
It's going to work, okay? It's going to work. No.
So has anybody else watched Love is Blind?
Yeah.
I think
Averie,
you said
episode 2. I didn't really like it.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. I just like my reality TV shows that they need to see each other. I don't know. I thought it was boring. Like them talking to a wall. I'm like, no, you need to see each other. This is just
Well, after like episode 2 or 3,
Yeah.
we see each other.
Episode 3, they go
Yeah,
on.
they're only in those pods for a couple episodes.
oh
Yeah.
really? Okay.
Yeah.
And then
Episode 3.
they go on a honeymoon to Mexico or something.
Aw.
I am on episode 4, so I'm completely addicted. Yes. So, and I've already been spoiled for the ending, sort of, for one of the couples, because I know one of the couples is actually a couple, and they're still together, which I'm
couples.
so happy about. Now I just want to know about the other ones, and the couple that ends up together or that has made the news and is still together and stuff like that. I am like, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
They are the best.
I felt their connection in the beginning. I was like, That's gonna work out. That's gonna yes.
They make TikToks together, and it's really cute.
Do they really?
Yeah.
Don't
they have a YouTube channel too?
Oh, they might. I have no idea.
Pretty sure that, because I think I saw they did like a house tour. And I was like, oh.
Oh, I had to check them out then.
Yes. I'm gonna have to get with that.
I have not watched reality TV faithfully since MTV stopped playing The Real World. This is a true story of 7 people picked to live in a house.
Yeah, but like Real World was good.
It was good.
I did not drag the Real World at all. Real World was the bomb. I just knew I was gonna grow up and be on The Real World. Yes. I was gonna be a character on The Real
World, New York.
Right? I didn't care what city it was gonna be in. I was gonna be on the show. That was happen.
And then it got canceled.
Yeah. I also aged out and figured life out. And, joined the military and things like that. So my chances of actually getting on that was nixed. That was one thing that like in high school, how they do those superlatives. I think I'm saying it correctly.
Yep.
I was voted most likely to become the next Downtown Julie Brown. And if you don't know who Downtown Julie Brown is, I'm just telling my age. I'm sorry. But she was
if you go to Sirius, like the satellite radio, she hosts the 90s station. She's so throwback. I'm like, what is she saying? She's got that British accent.
Yes. But I was supposed to be the next Downtown Julie Brown. Doing my dances on the show, introducing some videos. I'm off topic. I'm just like, I'm taking over again. Somebody ask a question. I'm just going to keep on rambling.
Back in the days when MTV actually played music.
Right?
I miss music videos.
But if you have cable and you have the premium channels, they have lots of channels. Believe me, because my husband and my son finds them. They find the Prince channel and they find the off the wall Grease movie freaking back to back.
We will not hate on Grease, okay?
Dude, I grew up with Grease. My mom loves it, so I grew up watching it over and over and over again.
Grease 2, I think, is actually a lot better than Grease 4.
Oh, that would be sacrilegious in my house to say that. My boys are not having that. They are like, no, there is only one Grease.
2 was good.
But did you watch Grease Live? Grease Live was
yes, we did. We recorded it on DVR and watched it multiple times.
Listen, Jordan Fisher was on Grease Live, and I love him. That's John Ambrose McLaren, you guys.
Yes,
so.
I feel like none of the like live stuff. Oh no.
They're super cheesy, don't get me wrong. But I'm a big musical fan, so
the Sound of Music one.
Oh. Who's gonna do that pop culture readathon thing?
I didn't watch that one.
I am.
In July.
Yeah, I'm so excited for that.
I'm not.
I think I'm gonna do it because it's got some good challenges.
What are some of the challenges?
There's like 40 of them because there's 4 different boards. From.
See, that's very complicated.
Exactly. That's why I'm not doing it. I could do pretty much every single one of those boards except for like, 1 or 2 on each of the boards. And I'm like, no, that's no, because then I'd be like, I gotta read 50 books.
Right, exactly. I get so tempted to do every single challenge and I would get overwhelmed.
Exactly. I want to cover the entire board. For all of the teams. I'm team everything. Yeah.
I'm kind of, I feel like we have a readathon for everything at these days. It's like all
that we do.
You know what readathon I'm looking forward to? Riley.
Sorry, I gotta go.
Is that a way of trying to get Riley to do Smuttathon again? What?
Listen, y'all gotta talk to Lainey because I'm ready to do it whenever.
Lainey's over here writing books and stuff.
Right? Oh goodness.
Okay, here's a question. thoughts on non-romance booktubers reading romance for content and to bash it.
Do not get me started on this.
Just stop
What's
it.
that little boy's name? Insane Reader.
Oh, there we go. Yep. Oh, I saw that.
I don't like that, but I understand in BookTube there's this it's a big culture now of like intentionally reading stuff that you know you're not gonna like to drag it. Like drag culture is a thing. And I'm not gonna hate on anybody's game, but like I think it's tacky. Like I don't like it. I'm not gonna read a sci-fi knowing I'm not gonna like it just to drag it in the video because somebody out there loves sci-fi. I just think it's wrong. I don't like it. Now, I mean, we read romance and we don't love everything that we read.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't know.
I feel like most of us acknowledge that there are people who do like it. And like, this didn't work for me because, and I talked about this before, I found Trisha Wolfe because of a 1-star review. And that person wasn't saying, don't read this. She was just saying, this is why I didn't like it. And I was like, that's why I would like it.
Yeah.
Yes.
I also feel like no matter what the book is, if you go into it like knowing you're not going to like it, then you're never going to like it.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I just like, I think in like the video that I'm thinking of specifically, I'm like amazing reviewer. And I'm just like, why do you have to why put your energy on like negative stuff, you know? But that's what their viewers want to see. They want to see stuff like that. And I hate that that's what BookTube has kind of become.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Books and La.
Okay, so I have a question.
She likes, but she doesn't necessarily drag them per se. Yeah, Books and Law. She does. She goes into everything, I think, with an open mind. But I also am not subscribed to her, so I don't watch a lot of her videos.
But then again, she doesn't read romance all that often.
Right.
So I have a question for everyone. What, if you can remember, or is there a book that made you completely emotional? So pretty much, what was the first book that you cried on?
I don't cry that often when I read.
Exactly. So
I cry in every book, so I don't know.
The first book she read.
Yeah, it won't even be sad, and I'll just be like, oh my god.
I'm so happy for them.
I love that.
Those moments where like the heroine sticks up for herself, I'm like, finally, girl, because you've been going through the entire book. Like, I cry at the most random moments. I cry all the time too.
The first one.
It said The Fault in Our Stars. I cried.
Yeah. I bawled my eyes. Oh, Bright Side. Yes. Bright Side for sure.
It said Bright Side. This destroyed me, but it wasn't my first.
The first book I remember sobbing over was when I was in middle school. I talked about it in like my middle school favorite videos. It's called Olive's Ocean. No one's read it. Like I haven't heard anyone else talk about it, but like a character dies and I'm like, it's like I'm supposed to be in bed, but I'm obviously sneakily reading under the covers with a light like in my room, and my mom's watching TV in the middle of the night, and I come out just crying and holding this book, and she's like, what's wrong? And I had to like blubbering explaining it to her. She's like, oh my god, like she freaked out. I was crying over a book. So
the first book that I remember crying to was in the 4th grade, and it was, I don't know if you guys can see it, it's Because of Mr. Turrup. And it's like a teacher, like student thing, and it was just so sweet. And he got hit in the head with a snowball, and he had to be hospitalized. I just bawled my eyes out. And this was my favorite. I reread this book like at least 10 times from 4th grade to 6th grade. It was just my favorite. It was so sad.
I think one of the first that I cried at was Lovely Bones. And I read that when I was like really young.
Wow.
I was like, wow, like that messed me up.
It's intense.
It messed me up. I haven't even read the book.
Yeah.
the movie. I've only watched the movie.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's one of those, like I knew it, I watched the movie and then learned there was a book, and I was like, oh, I don't know if I need to go back and read
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
So I have this series called the Truth and Lies series. And this is like by an author that like nobody really has heard of, but you have This Much Is True, Then you have The Truth About Air and Water. And then you also have Tell Me Something More. No, Tell Me Something True, which is the third book. And they're all by Catherine Owen. And I don't even know how I found her, but this is an epic love story. Like, epic love story. It's about a baseball player and a ballerina. When they first meet, they are in high school. It goes until they are older, like years. I think it's like a 15-year span for all three books. And you get to see all the things that happen while he's a professional baseball player and while she's a professional ballet dancer, and through kids and family and life. And they just go through so much and eyeball through all of them through the entire arc. I found the moment to be like, why did this have to happen? Why? Yeah. This was my first like epic emotional ride right here. These three books just killed me. So we'll go for that one.
She grabs her pen after she hears epic love story.
Sherry saw that. I'm like, whoop.
We know.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
She's in it for like the emotional journey.
Me.
Oh wow! Somebody said they read one, sobbed, and never read her again.
Right, that's me. I don't want to be emotional. Give me a rom-com. Give me Hallmark sweet.
Wait a second. Bree, have you read Megan Quinn yet?
No.
I'm gonna need you to read Megan Quinn. She is the like one of the queens of rom-com.
Oh, she has rom-coms?
Yeah.
Okay. Girl, I thought she was like an emotional romance writer.
No, these
romances, right?
This series is.
What's the one everybody's been? Those aren't the ones that everybody's been reading lately, though.
These are the ones.
Am I thinking of another Megan?
This is the baseball series that I wrecked.
I know that's okay. I'm thinking of something else, and they looked emotional to me.
But these are all funny and sexy and yummy. And I need the last book. I need the next book in it to
whatever.
All these pretty covers. Look at all these gorgeous men. Look at these gorgeous men.
I do like this cover.
I'm just mad that y'all have all these copies of indie books because they are just so expensive to me.
Yeah.
I can't. $15. No, I can't. I can't go to Barnes and Noble and get it and use my 10% off.
I think Mariana Zapata books are like $20.
Yeah.
Like, they're also this big.
Does not play.
No. I found Colty at a Goodwill for $2. And I was like, oh my God.
Wow.
See, I just make my mom buy them because she'll only read physical books and then she gives them to me. So that's how I go.
There you go.
Yeah, I just added the Wall of Winnipeg and Me to my wish list, and it was like so expensive. I'm trying to see.
Oh yeah, it's not cheap.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But there's Can we talk about the prices of ebooks being just out of control these days?
Yeah, $20. Wall of Winnipeg and Me is $22 for paperback.
Wow.
Well, I can't say much about ebooks because I don't buy them.
I get one.
You?
I only get free ones or like 99 cents. That's it.
Yeah.
That's the most I will pay.
I know, I'm like $2.
No, I will buy it if I want the audiobook to be cheap.
Right.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like some of them are as much as the physical book, and I'm just like,
yeah,
why? Like, I'm not gonna do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Just end up getting the physical book if they're too expensive.
Yeah, if it's traditionally published, I like kind of bypass unless it's an author that I really, really want. Like I got to have it type thing. And then if it makes the audiobook cheaper as well. So like if it's $7.99 and the audiobook is $1.99, yeah, I'm gonna one click that. It's gonna happen.
I don't spend more than $5 on an ebook. Like
Averie's like $5. That's it.
Yeah, no. I have like my Kindle library is like filled to the brim of free books. Like I'm like, read one of those, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That is true. Oh wow, somebody gave us a really long question, or maybe
Live journal.
Oh man, I remember LiveJournal.
Oh, I was on LiveJournal.
Yeah.
What is LiveJournal? Do I need to explain
that was before social media was a thing.
Yeah.
LiveJournal was the thing. It's basically like a blog, kind of, but more.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, I missed that.
Yeah.
I don't know that either.
I guess we all were bloggers before blogging was
I guess
a thing.
so.
Yeah.
What, everyone except for me? Because yeah, I don't even remember that.
Yeah. And Averie.
Oh my goodness, Veronica found an ebook that was $42. What book was that? And why would you ever download it? Oh
Y'all,
my
the ebook for like A Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes was more expensive than the hardback.
What?
No. The hardback was like $25, but the ebook is like $17.99 or something like that. It's something ridiculous.
Yeah, no,
Something ridiculous for that piece of trash.
She said I'm still on LiveJournal.
Wait, it's still around? I don't know if my LiveJournal is still around.
That's so funny. I wonder. I didn't know it was still a thing.
Of course, it's Desiree who's still on LiveJournal.
I had Teen Open Diary. Oh, I remembered it.
Oh yes, I love that.
Yeah, I didn't do any of those.
Those were the days.
Yeah.
I guess those are probably in those days where I was, in the military and not doing anything social media.
Yeah, you're already grown.
So I wasn't.
MySpace?
Yes, I did MySpace.
I
Okay.
miss MySpace. Like how you could customize it. You
my
got the
God.
music,
Oh,
you got your background.
Animated
Top
GIF.
8, and then they moved it up to 16, and it was like, okay, I got to shuffle around my top 8 and make sure all my friends are happy, because somebody gonna be upset if they don't make the top 8.
Or if you get taken
Interesting.
on someone's top 8, then it's like drama.
Yeah.
See, my parents were really strict with social media back in the day. Now they don't care, but I didn't know what MySpace was. Like I got a Facebook when I was like in 6th grade, and that was all I was allowed to have. So I didn't have a MySpace.
Well, the only reason I got a Facebook, or that I started my Facebook account, was because my son was getting ready to be born and my husband was in Iraq. So that was a way for us to connect without having to do all the coding stuff of MySpace.
Yeah.
Yeah. I felt like a professional coder though. Like, yeah, I could like hack into something.
We were coding back in the day. We were some coders.
Yeah.
Girls who code.
Right?
Okay, we're coming on 2 hours.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Are we really?
It's been so much fun.
I know.
Yes.
I can't wait to see the next one.
Yes. Thank you, Averie, for having us join you. It was so much fun.
I love chatting with all of y'all. This is so much fun.
I know. Hanging out with good friends.
Definitely.
The romance section of BookTube is, we're pretty cool.
And I didn't even mind pulling off books from my shelves for you guys.
See, you did good. How many do you have to put back now? How big's your pile?
Oh, the stack's pretty healthy. It is pretty healthy.
Probably like
and
five.
there are even books that we didn't even talk about. So I'm like, zip. Yeah.
Such an ebook reader. I'm so just shocked that.
And the comments section, there's so many great comments there. Thank you to everyone who hung out with us.
Thank you.
Definitely.
Okay,
Yeah, we love you, dames, in the comments.
Yeah.
Hang out with us.
Thank y'all so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.